Okay, so this was my number one asked question: what I used to study, or what tips and tricks can I give? This is what helped me, and I ended up scoring in 90.1. So prior to me taking the TEAS, I was actually studying for the HESI because I was going to go to a different school and they required the HESI. So I had basically covered like most of everything, and I had used a Nurse Hub, which is you can study some practice questions, and then they also give you like practice exams and like time exams, and they have like a paid and a free version. So I used some of that, and then I also purchased this TEAS book off Amazon. I think it was like 20 something dollars, and it's basically the same thing, but it's just like in a book. I did review like some of the English part because I wasn't that confident with that. And then my number one thing I would recommend would be a whiteboard. So prior to me starting like any of like the studying, I was a bad person at studying. Like I would write down stuff, I would take notes on my iPad, but when it came down to like tests, I did not remember the information. Like it's just like I wrote down the information, but it didn't process in my head. I don't know if I'm making sense, but basically that. So I seen a lot of people recommending active recall, which is basically you write down like in a whiteboard, you write down stuff that you know, stuff that you don't, and then you just review what you don't. So I'll recommend you this, and then the Nurse Hub. And another thing was, I have a friend that she's already doing the program, and she sent over some like practice Quizlets, and I kid you not, one of the Quizlet, which was the science one, it had word by word the exact same questions that were in the Quizlet in the exam. So for the exam part, for overall, I think I had scored like a 90.1, and then for the science, it was literally the same exact questions. Which what I did was like I would write down like the questions, right? Like I write down the whole question, and then I would write down like just the answer, or I would write down like say a question said I don't know something, right? I would just write down like the big major keywords of the question, and then I would write down the exact answer, and I remembered it. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave the Quizlet linked in my comments so you guys can go ahead and review it. But I'm telling you, like, it's literally word by word for the science.